Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Boy That Loved, a Boys Love podcast hosted by me, Dion. Today's video, I'm about to film my reaction to episode 9 of Dead Friend Forever. This is going up before that actually goes up on my Patreon. Actually, this might be up before my reactions to episode 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this is me from the future. So if you become a patron now, you should become a patron. I am reacting to Dead Friend Forever. Episodes 1 through 4 are already up. I am going to upload the other episodes like as soon as I can, but this video is probably up before those are up. So just subscribe. They will be here. They will be on the channel, on the Patreon very, 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 very soon. But before I get started with watching episode 9, I want to talk to you guys about something that's been on my mind. So I binged episode 5 through 8 the other day, and I was talking to some folks about. Well, the thing is, I didn't talk to no folks about it. I just mentioned that I've caught up to episode 8, and one of the comments about the episodes up to that point was he's like our main lead now in this point of the story, like the flashbacks. He's like the main character of it. One of the things that was said was that he made poor decisions. Like, it sucks that he went through that stuff, but he made poor decisions. And also, I believe they said he should have, stayed away from those people. He should have stood up to them sooner. He should. I'm paraphrasing, but it was around that realm. And I initially said I'm not, because that seeing those statements made me upset like instantly. So I said I'm not going to talk about it. I can't, because what my responses may not be as like friendly, and like at the end of the day, our opinions and feelings on these shows, it's fiction. It's never that serious at times. I do believe some things are serious, but like for the most part, it's never that serious. And I just knew my responses wouldn't. It would have been a little bit too combative, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense for me to do that. But because I felt that way, I want to kind of get your guys' point of view on my feelings on that, because I don't think I should have been, I don't know, triggered or upset at that opinion, that point of view. But I was. And to give you guys some, I guess, context, or give you like my POV, is that in the story, it's just this young queer boy in school being tortured constantly. These boys are ruining his life. Now, here's the thing. They're saying like, oh, he made poor decisions. Now, they didn't specify when, where, and what. I mean, we could have got into it if I would have asked follow-up questions, or like kind of see where they're coming from. I could not. But watching the same show, and I'm like, as the audience member, now I don't know what their point of view is for real, like a follow-up, like I just said, but like as the audience member, we know more than he does, the character. So we know that these guys are faking the funk. They are acting nice. They initially started acting nice to get something from him, which is the script and stuff. And he doesn't know that they're playing him. It may be more obvious to us, one, because we're adults, two, because we know what's going on. We see it full, the full thing, but he doesn't. So I don't think he's foolish or whatever the case may be, because he's falling for the trickery. I don't want to say this is like a victim blaming, but that's how it sounded when I initially was reading these responses to these episodes. Like he should have made better choices, and I just didn't understand that, because watching these episodes, we see the boys use Jen as their middleman, because Jen is the friendliest to him, and he is cool with him. So they manipulate him by using Jen. Why would he think anything if someone he's friendly with or cordial with is kicking with him now? And then the boys started acting very nice and friendly and cheering him on and like on his team. Yes, we know, we as the audience know they were wiping their hands off and making faces, and they are so disgusted with him. Like we know that, but he is not aware of all those things. But what is happening is that he is resisting every most things that happen that he initially goes along with. He does resist in some capacity. He does more resisting later on, but in the beginning, he still was kind of like, well, no, I can't really write a script. I can't, I'm not finna like. He wasn't really jumping on the thing, so he wasn't just foolish and like, and they didn't call him foolish. I'm just saying this is just my point of view of these comments like this, um, and I'm like, okay, and then the character, his mental health is deteriorating. He has to take all these pills to maintain. I don't know why he's taking the pills. I'm sure he has to take these medicines for something, but he's also seemingly not getting that much sleep to do this thing, to do this the script and all this movie making with them. And then we see the boys trick him and extort him and lie to him, lie on him constantly. Like they're constantly causing him to dig a deeper hole for himself, which he has to now take on some debt that is not even his. He has to repair a camera that's not even his, that he didn't even break. They tricked him in breaking it, and like, Lee with his sway moral compass used the situation to one help. He wasn't trying to help out. What's his name? Top, but he ended up. I call him Lee T. Did I call him Lee T? He ended up helping him by, they tripped him with the camera, even though Top is the one who broke the camera. But obviously, not everyone knows that. But the doctor, Top and T, and they tricked him, so now he has to be a cash mule for T and his like that gang he works for, and I don't know where he made a bad decision and go along with it, because this situation, it from his knowledge, he broke the camera and he has to repair. He has to, and they did bully him and pressure him into doing so. So he ended up going along with oh my god, T's thing, and like, I wish he wouldn't have been around this boy, especially when they started getting more and more antagonistic. But he did. But I don't, like I said, his mental health was deteriorating and he was going through it. And every time he did resist, they kind of had Jen bring him back in the fold. Sometimes it wasn't even them telling Jen to do it. Jen just did it on his own. We found out later that Jen had a crush on him, so like, that was more of a motivating factor for him. But because of all those things, he was forced to make the choices he made. It wasn't like he actively is ruining his life. These boys are ruining it, and he is just doing what he thinks he needs to do to salvage what's happening, to get himself out of the situation. You know what I mean? With his family having money troubles, he can't even ask them. Like, there's a lot going on with that, which, like I said before, we're all watching the same show. You guys know, you've seen the episodes, I'm sure. You know all this. I'm just bringing this up to give context, which I think sometimes is considered when we give these opinions on things. We're not considering the context. Sometimes the context is simply we're not considering these are queer people being treated a certain way, especially when those series where like the character gets outed and they are secluded, they run away, they hide, they don't stand beside the main love interest, and we kind of like drag them. Well, I don't drag them, but people drag them for not staying up for their, boo thing that they wanted, that they pursued. But it's like you're not considering what's happening to them. It's an awful experience. It's an awful experience. It is. And I understand not everyone understands that, but even some people who do. There's some queer men who watch these shows who still are like, he's trash for not. But again, a lot of these characters are teenagers. A lot of these characters, their first time dealing with something like this. So there's a lack of empathy and sympathy during these things, which I can't comprehend. Which is why I'm making this video, because I'm like, maybe I'm having too much empathy, too much sympathy at any given time for these characters that I'm way too passionate or protective of them. And I'm probably in the wrong in some capacity. You guys, I want you guys to let me know, like, yeah, you're wildin', or like, it's okay to feel like he's the victim, or he's the issue. He's not the victim. Maybe I'm wildin'. I want to hear a point of view on this, but it just hurt my heart to see a comment like that, and I couldn't understand, because I'm like thinking like, well, what's like, this boy almost, he wanted to take his life. He tried to take all those pills to take his life. I don't know where I can't fathom being like, oh, you're making dumb choices. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where I could be comfortably say that and just think that initially. You know, but then again, like I said, I'm probably too attached or too sympathetic to a character like this that's being bullied, and it's not like he didn't, like I say, didn't he resisted multiple times, even more so later on. And he had two psychotic breaks. You know, he inadvertently I guess prostituted himself to the teacher to get the money to like, and he lost his like potential boyfriend, and it is so much. This show is crazy. The stakes are crazy. The situation. He almost went to jail. Like my fight with his parents. In the end, they drugged him. He's drugged and like shipped off somewhere. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna watch episode 9, but like, excuse me, I can't understand why anyone would be like, oh well, he should have stood for himself. Oh well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. With all the manipulation and things happening constantly, it was constant. It wouldn't stop. It was back to back to back to back. Every time he tried to leave, they kept pulling him back in. Jen kept pulling him back in. He had to pay off this debt. He has to go get this. He has to do all the. It. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm sure you guys will let me know. Now, this is no hate towards anyone or the person who left the comment. I'm sure you know that. I just, you know, I just want to know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just too, you know. I mean, I feel how I felt, you know, and I don't want anyone to just go along with my point of view because I guess, in my feelings about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's never that serious. I do like having conversations about these kind of things. I guess at times get frustrated with like when you watch the Boys Love series and there's like a lot of unwarranted devil's advocate type point of views, because this has happened before in different series. People are like, oh well, this and well that, like playing two sides when the offense is not even equal. Oh, this character did this. I'm like, yeah, but that has nothing. That has nowhere near the same impact as this person doing this. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? Where are we going? You know what I mean? So like, I do get kind of like frustrated with, you know, discussions at time when it comes to that devil's advocate crap. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't mind you seeing two points of views, but when it's a real imbalance, that's why I'm like, you know, it's an imbalance. Like, what are we talking about? You can bring it up. You can bring it. Oh yeah, this person was doing it. Ooh, it's kind of crazy. They did this, but hello. And like lots of times, I get frustrated because it's like full stop. It's like, oh, the smaller thing is the highlight rather than the other thing, and I'm like, are we not going to hold them accountable? Is it because it's just obvious that they're like the bad guys, so we're not going to say anything? It goes without saying. Do we need to bring this boy down? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But let me get into this episode. I'm excited because these last 4 episodes have been crazy, and it seems like we're still in the past. Like, I'm like, are we gonna catch up to the main timeline at any point? I hope so. So let me know your thoughts below. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, become a patron. All my reactions will be on there soon. Before, you know what, let me not say a date because they'll be up there. Just stay tuned, become a patron, and I will see y'all in the next video.